I've been kind of cursed with this whole Marseille thing because I don't know if you know, but me and Andy Laird at Sorare, we did. I did a few videos with him, like, forecasting 6 weeks forward kind of idea. And one of the first teams I picked was Marseille because back in like January, Marseille had only conceded like 6 goals or something like
Yeah.
that. You know, the defensive statistics were incredible, and the run of fixtures they had through February. If you look back at the teams they played, they were all like minnows, and they couldn't keep a clean sheet for love nor money, and yeah, the form has been backwards. And then there's reports coming out like Sampaoli's lost the changing room and all that kind of stuff. What's the script been with Marseille over, let's say, the last month or so? What's been going on there?
Well, I think Marseille is just that kind of place where whatever happens, the passion is such and the audience is such that everything goes overboard. So they win a game, they're on the way to win the Champions League. They lose a game, they're on the way to be relegated. And
Yeah,
that's how it is in Marseille, right? So with Sampaoli, when he came in, there was all those premises that he's one of the student of the game from he loves
Barcelona and all that
Bielsa
stuff.
and he's self-proclaimed a Bielsa student, but he's also a Guardiola student. And I think what he does in Marseille right now is much more Guardiola than Bielsa. But we expected, Marseille fans expected, I have the shirt today,
Yeah.
expected the Bielsa style, because the first few games, Cengiz Under scores four goals in 3 games. Payet had a fantastic season, and that's exactly.
If you could hit the subscribe button, I do daily global football content, everything from Wonder Kids and Rising Star Managers to fantasy football and watch-alongs. That will also automatically enter you into my April giveaway. This month, I'm giving away a 1 of 100 Belgium Youth International, Ewood Pletench, and 2 limited goalkeepers. If you want to stick around to the end of the video, we'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there.
What we expected from Sampaoli to be able to get the most out of Payet. So it started on a really high, and then the European games came in, and there was a lot of 0-0, a lot of missed opportunity, and they just couldn't score. And then we started seeing Marseille having a good defense, which wasn't expected. Everyone thought that Sampaoli was going to win every game 5-4, not 1-0. But then it became 1-0, and it became that whole Marseille will have 60% possession, but he's not going to be able to actually put any shot on target. And that was, I think, unexpected. And there was a little bit of backlash because people wanted the attacking open game, and that's not what they got. But slowly but surely, I think the Marseille fans adapted to what Sampaoli actually likes to do and started to take a liking into it. There wasn't enough goals scored, simply said,
Yep.
and Milik took quite a bit of time to actually hit his form, and now he scored 20 goals in all competition this season. But that's because he scored 2 hat tricks in French Cup, and he
Yep.
had a couple of good European Cups as well.
Yep.
So there was a little bit of a, yeah, we're great, and Saliba's amazing, and Paul Lopez is actually more of an outfield player than a goalkeeper, which brings actually something very unique and different to Marseille. And Gerson is okay, but 20 million, maybe he's not as good as he should be. So there was everyone was a little bit in between, and also it's Marseille right now is number 2 on the ladder, but it's probably the season where Paris has been the worst in the last 10 years, and the season where everybody behind Paris has had 1 month on, 1 month off, 1 month on, 1 month off. Nice, Monaco, Lyon. Well, Lyon had more than 1 month off. Lille, yeah, well, they're struggling a bit more. Nice, Rennes, Marseille, Monaco, Lille, Lyon were the teams that you expected to fight for second place, and
Of
all
course.
of them had some pretty bad moments where Marseille loses at home against teams they shouldn't be losing against. Nice loses against Clermont. So it was, Marseille is the best of the rest right now, but they don't even have 2 points per game. There was just a lot more expectation from a team that is supposed to be second or more. And you have Payet, Sengizunder, Saliba, Gendouzi, Milik. It's maybe on paper the third or fourth team in the
Yep.
league behind Paris and Monaco, Lyon, I would say. But there was expectations for it to really get good results week in, week out. Unfortunately, Marseille is Marseille, and you mentioned it in February. They just couldn't buy a win at home. They lose to Reims, they lose to Clermont, they lose to Lens, and those are wasted points that if they hadn't wasted right now, they'd probably be very close to PSG. So there's always that in
Yep.
Marseille, and if you, however good the coach will be and however great the results are, if in Marseille you don't see great result, great football week in, week out, the fans are going to get their voice heard. It's okay. Even if, remember, Villas-Boas was winning every single game
I was going to
1-0,
say that. Yep.
and Marseille fans still ended up rioting because it just wasn't good enough. The fans in Marseille, it's, Marseille fan coaches, when they come in to try and flatter the ego of the Marseille fan, they compare it to Napoli, they compare it to Boca Junior. They're saying it's the kind of place that has that passion, but
Yep.
they don't realize that maybe they do that for the marketing, but it's actually true. And
Yep.
they realize it when the backlash comes, when the fan isn't happy, when they get booed from the beginning to the end of the game. When players, unfortunately, sometimes get sort of uh, not attacked, but not assaulted, but their cars get
Confronted.
pushed and stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, exactly. There's a little bit of they can get physical sometimes, unfortunately, the not so smart fans of Marseille. So yeah, there's a lot going on in that club this year. The results have been good, the players have played, I think, over expectation, even though the Marseille fans is always trying to get more, because it's a team that 80% of them has changed. Camara and Payet are the
Yep.
two players that were playing week in, week out last year. Milik came halfway through the season. Rongier was a number 6, is now a right back. And so everybody else is a new player, and not a lot of teams are going to have, 8 or 9 new starters and finish second in the league. So credit where it's due. Sampaoli has done something really good with the team. I don't think he ever lost the locker room. I think that there were some hard conversations to be had, like any coach in any team.
Yep.
And I think it was blown out of proportion because this is what Marseille does. But
Fair enough.
he's shown that he's put it back. He's shown that he can count on Payet. He's shown that he can count on players like Milik, and as long as the results are here, I think everyone in Marseille will be happy. They're the best place to be able to get to the Champions League. They have a complicated run of games to finish the season,
Yep.
but it'll be interesting to see that.
Well, I was just looking, and yeah, you're very right there. The end of the season after, so they've got the Conference League, which we'll come to in a second. But outside of that, their final 8 games include 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams from the top 8 or so. So they're sitting in second, and now Champions League looks like it should be a reasonable aspiration, especially with the 3 point gap that they've got at the moment. As long as if they were to lose to, they've got Rennes, Montpellier, Monaco, Nantes, they've got Lyon, they've got a lot of those teams in the top half. If they do drop points, it could become a bit of a catastrophe. With the Conference League, will Marseille be trying to win that, at all costs, or will it be just if we keep progressing, great? What's the attitude to that, do you think?
I think the expectation is to reach the final.
Okay.
I think before the draw, it was a bit of a hey, if Marseille can go far, it's great, and we'll see what happens. But then the draw comes out, and PSV, Leicester, Roma, Bodo Glimt are on one side, and on the other side you got Marseille against PAOK, and the winner will be against Feyenoord and Slavia Prague. And it's not to disrespect Feyenoord or Slavia Praha, which are actually really good teams, or
Yep.
PAOK Salonique, but if you had the choice between playing any of those teams or PSV, Leicester, or Roma, you're in the right side of the draw. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
So the expectation is for them to get to the final. Marseille has a rich history of European Cup. They're the only French
Yep.
team to win the Champions League in '93. Three finals of Europa League since '99, 2004, and 2018 against Atletico Madrid, where they got belted. Actually, they lost the last 3-0. Anyway, so they're not very good at finals. But there's that history, there's that expectation from the fans that if that's the team that you're going to face until the final, you should get to the finals. Will you
Yeah.
win the final? I'm not sure, but at least you'd say that you were able to go all the way, and that would make this season, I think, a success for Marseille.
That 93 Champions League win, that was like the first iteration of like the Champions League, wasn't it? Yeah,
It
so
was
that could be quite cool if you could win the first, get the first Conference League. That'd be quite cool.
one
I quite like that.
the one of the motto of Marseille is forever the first.
Oh,
And they're forever the first to have won the Champions League for France.
sure.
So when the Conference League came out and when Marseille finished third of the Europa League, there was definitely
Uh-huh.
half of the fan being like, "Oh, that's great! We're gonna be the first
Yeah,
one to win the Conference League."
yeah, that's cool, man. I'm buzzing for that now. let's get into all the giveaway stuff before I let you go. I'm still doing monthly giveaways and I'm making it easier to enter. If you want to be entered to win this month's prize or any future giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, you need to be a subscriber to enter, then leave a comment down below. Each month, a random comment from a random video will be selected as the winner, so the more videos you leave a comment on, the better the chance you've got of winning any of my giveaways. All the winners are announced at the end of videos the same way as we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. As always guys, if you've enjoyed the video today, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. On screen now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.